The future of business, the future of entrepreneurship is before us. And that future has everything to do with technology. Be not deceived when we look around and we see people talking about, oh, it's not going to last. When we see people talking about adoption will never exist. When we see people giving these numbers and giving their ideas and plays, they're surface level individuals. You know, they don't have a visionary mindset. And so I encourage you today to take on the mindset of the visionary, to take on the mindset of he who can look into the future. Today, I'm going to show you guys how to attain the supernatural ability of looking into the future of business, looking into the future of entrepreneurship, looking into your future self. This is how I imagine it. Framing your thoughts is very powerful. It's a powerful technique to utilize in order to get to where you're trying to go. And so when I teach you guys that you are to be the savior of your lineage, that you are to be the one who can be the Hermione, is what I call it. The Hermione is that which divine blessings flow through. You are the vessel through which these divine blessings can flow through. And so I want you to understand that you need to save your lineage. The opportunity is now. Hesitation has no place. There has never been a time like right now to have your name mean something. There's never been a time like right now to set yourself up for life. There's never been a time like right now than to ensure that your last name is carved in permanent stone. And this is what we all should be doing. When you look around, you know, even when I look around just in my life, there are plenty of individuals that want to be the head of their family, but they don't. They don't do what is required. And honestly, when you look at it today, it's never been easier to be the head of the family. It's never been easier to be a leader. It's never been easier because the path is so apparently clear that you have to be blind. You have to be blind to not be able to see the direction before you. It doesn't even require that much thought. It doesn't require that much thought at all. All it requires is for you to simply open up your eyes and see exactly what is in front of you. That is the path. When you open up your eyes in today's world, what do you see that is in front of you? You see entrepreneurship. You see this emerging technology. You see all these different things. And I want you to understand that they told people that cars were going to be a fad. They told people that cars were going to be a fad. If you're unaware of that, before Ford came out with the affordable car, cars were only for rich people, and everyone thought this'll come and go. We'll be riding horse carriages forever. Until Ford hit the scene and found a way through their factory, through the creation of a factory, being able to assemble them at that rapid pace for that cost, making it affordable for the average person overnight. Overnight cars became valuable. And what also became valuable? Overnight oil became valuable. Prior to that, oil was not that valuable. And you know what happened also during that same time period? You have people like Rockefeller who were acquiring oil before it was valuable. He acquired it before it was valuable. People didn't want it. It was a nuisance to find oil. The land was ruined. Now, if you find oil, your life is set forever. But it wasn't always that way. You had the visionary thinkers like Rockefeller who were able to conceptualize, no, this is going to be valuable. There is a use for it. I will find it. And he positioned himself. I teach you guys about positioning, about sequencing. But what I want you to understand, he took a lot more risks than even what we have to take today. What do I show my clients? What I show my clients in the agency that I run, I show my clients that it's not about, and this is what I suggest you guys to go on to teach, you know, those who want to get money. You know, obviously a lot of you guys want to get money. That's an aspect. Financial freedom is an aspect of enlightenment. Enlightenment is an aspect of saving your lineage. And so becoming the leader of your lineage, you do need to get to these resources for sure. And something that I do, I taught you guys about my business model already, but what I do for my clients though in my agency, IBIS, I don't tell them that we need to be the one developing technology in that way. We need to position ourselves to acquire the outside things that by default get valuable when that goes valuable. So let me give you an example. If you have a car, you know, when they were building the cars, when Ford figured it out, right? It did not take the average person, right, to figure that out. That was a high cost, high risk, high stress dilemma. It was he figured it out, but once he figured it out, it only took one person. It became affordable for everyone. Once it became affordable for everyone, the things that it needed became valuable beyond what could be comprehended prior to that moment. And so oil, by extension, became extremely valuable. So those who acquired the oil before that point became wealthy overnight with almost no effort. This is what I mean when I teach you guys, do less. Do as less as possible. So my positioning and my statement to you and what I'm leading you to do, I'm just giving you guys an example, is my mindset is not how can I be the one to do all the developing. I'm not a software developer to that extent. I know basic software development. You know, I'm growing that skill set. You know, I'm not a major corporation. I'm none of these things. But what I am is an intelligent, focused head of my family, leader of my lineage. And so I'm not looking to solve the problem of the car, for example. I'm looking to acquire as much oil as possible because I know that problem will be solved. Once it is solved, I'm instantly wealthy. This is what I mean by positioning. This is what I mean by sequencing. And so how do you apply that in today's world, right? What's the opportunity for us to apply that in today's world? Well, it's not even as hard as it was at that time. At that time, there was no way to even know when that problem would be solved. Rockefeller was acquiring that oil with the mindset of, I'll find out why it will be valuable. All I know is that people don't want it, but it has to have some use. So I'll take it. I'll take what they passed up on. He had no idea that it was going to be to the scale at which it was. And so when we look at the game today, it's not even that much of a risk. You know that this technology will be the prominent future. I had a consultation with one of my clients the other day, and I was explaining to them, you know, they wanted to know, how did I come about my agency model? How did I come about my business model? What is my philosophy within this? Because it seems to be pretty, you know, fine-tuned, pretty certain. And I told him, I said, look, when you think about the future of business, what do people want, right? People want wealth, people want money, and when you look at the internet game today, even, when you look at what business has become 10 years ago, 20 years ago, 30 years ago, it was not common for everyone to be being told to go be a business owner. This was not common. This has become common. This has become common. It was not common back then. The common thing back then was what? Get a good job. You know, make sure that you're getting, you know, the pensions and all. If we go back even further, you know, 50 years ago, it was about that, you know, the origination of the so-called American dream, which unfortunately many people think is still alive today, and it's not. And so this is where things started at. But when you look at the game today, everyone wants to be an entrepreneur, right? I can go to my small hometown. I could go there now, and everybody in their 30s, a good portion of them have at least tried to be a business owner. Why? Because the internet tells them that's what they're supposed to do. So, okay, now you look at the scenery around you. You see, okay, we have technology developing at a rapid pace. Okay, we have artificial intelligence developing at a rapid pace. We have cryptocurrency developing at a rapid pace. Whether the price is up or down, whatever it is being adopted. It is being noticed. It is being, regulatory things are happening behind it. There is motion going on within it. Nonetheless, it's developing. Developing is not always in correlation to the value of the asset right now. That's what I'm trying to teach you guys. That would be like comparing that. That would be like saying that oil is not valuable, but it is valuable given the right market condition and the right setup. As we can see, that's how it became. So when you look at the game today, you see you have a group of business owners and corporations that don't need you, that will never need you, because their cash flow is so advanced that they'll hire, their own internal team to develop technology for them, to develop AI for them, to do marketing for them, and not to say you couldn't build to that level, you could, but we're talking to, people that are just starting. And so they don't need you. And they also are not open to hearing, suggestions on what could be in the future, because they already think they know what it's going to be. Then you have the person that just started that has no money to give you. Then you have the person in the middle who did this, who started business because they were sold a dream that they were going to be free, but their middle bracket of business is actually probably more of a prison to them than their job was. What do they want? They want freedom. What do they want? They want a way out. What do they want? They want something to be able to do that's going to fix the problem. And they want it to be easy. They want it to be easy. So when you look at the game today, you have such a great opportunity for that middle bracket right there. Because, and this is what I'm telling you guys that no one's realizing. You can offer them various products. You could offer them various solutions, right? But the future of business is going to be technology against technology. The future of business will be an AI mind. This is what I teach at IBIS, my agency, to my clients over there. I'm developing an AI mind for you. And this goes into deeper things, agentic AI and all of that, but you don't even have to take it that far into the software development. Just surface level. We're going to embed an AI chatbot into your website. We're going to incorporate it into your social media marketing. It's just an army of AI agents that are doing everything for you, making it easy. Because I guarantee you're leaving a lot of money on the table. This AI can talk to people, create conversations, book appointments, make reservations, set up calls. It can do all of that. And you're not utilizing it. Why? And see, this is such a good position to be in, because the future standard will be this. The same way no one used to have a website, but now that's the standard. If you don't have a website, you don't have a business. It's going to be the same in the future. If you don't have AI integrated into your website, you don't have a business. If you don't have, it's the same way with content creation now. And there's so many businesses that are not even creating content because they don't understand how to utilize it. They don't understand how you can incorporate AI technology within it to get more money. They don't understand how you can have it all flow as this one system that continuously generates results for them. They don't understand it. They don't understand that if they develop the AI mind for their business, if they start developing and making headway towards that, they can actually beat competitors that are 10 years ahead of them overnight. That AI mind will work 24/7. The AI mind eventually will learn. It will learn to do it better than you. And so then we'll have a future where men like myself, men and women like myself, that go into the future, that have this understanding, and we put the technology first. And not just any type of technology, but we're utilizing it in a special way. I'm finding the oil within technology. That's what I'm doing. I'm finding the oil within technology because I realize it's a lot of infrastructural problems. It's a lot of problems with infrastructure. It's a lot of things that need to be figured out. Guess what? I'm going to let those big corporations figure that out. They will. Just give it time. In a short amount of time, they will figure it out. And when they figure it out, this oil within technology will be extremely valuable, and I'll have it. And then you'll also have situations where you're going to have one person, me, maybe one of you, that own 50 businesses, that own 100 businesses. You already have that now, but own 100 businesses with almost no employees because technology runs it. Because CEOs will no longer be humans. CEOs will be the AI mind of that business that has learned it, that knows it, that can make adjustments on its own, that can do things purely off of data, that can post all the content, that can comment on the content, extract resources from the content. It learns how to communicate with the target audience faster than anyone I could hire. This is the future. Every business will need it, number one. And you need to be finding the oil within this technology. This is the mindset of the wealth transfer. This is the mindset of the head of the family. This is the mindset of the leader of a lineage. That's why I tell you guys all the time. Sometimes I'll make posts and I'll just put, one of my cryptocurrency ledgers in the palm of my hand. I don't have it now. And I'll say the rest of my lineage for the rest of time is in the palm of my hand. I can guarantee you that. You have to take action on this today. You cannot let this pass you up. You can't. It's too good of an opportunity. And you don't have to really do anything. You have to do less. You're actually telling them, if you're pitching a business owner what you're doing, you're telling them to do less. And I can't even identify in history when it's been this easy to win. But it's also never been this easy to be distracted. It's also never been this easy to not get yourself together. Because if you haven't noticed, the world is changing. This reality is changing. You can choose to embody the spirit of enlightenment and succeed in all that I just said. But I'll do some more teachings on that. I'll have a seminar on that even in the near future. For right now, I want you to simply realize that what you need to be doing is finding the oil, finding that oil within technology. That thing that everybody wants to pass up, nobody wants right now. Nobody's paying attention to it right now. Nobody wants it right now. All of that. Find it, acquire it at all cost. Look, people be like, well, that sounds good, but I have so many resources. I taught you guys in my last lesson. The resource acquisition started with this right here, which you have. Just like everybody else. Look, at this point in the game, I've done many things. You guys know about it. I've documented it. I'm a prince in a royal family, lying in Ghana. I am a entrepreneur. I'm a leader. I'm a husband. All of these things, and I want you to understand that, everything starts with just moving forward. And so do you think that Rockefeller, do you think that some of these other people had all the resources? No, they did not. They acquired it at all costs. But see, that's the beautiful part of this plan. You're going to acquire things no one wants. They don't see the value in it. You're looking for the oil. Do you realize that oil back then was acquired at such a low cost? It will almost blow your mind when you do the research. So it wasn't valuable at that time, but you got to be able to look into the future. I'm going to do a teaching on meditation too. You have to sit down and meditate and decide, let me communicate with the future version of myself. I do this often. Let me sit down. It's a version of me 10 years from now that knows everything that will be valuable, that knows everything that I should be doing right now, that knows everything about how this is going to go. Let me enter the energy of that and go with it. And it leads you to some great things. Acquire the oil of technology. Understand that, AI, every business, this is honestly your last chance to even play the game of business. I was just telling one of my clients the other day that, he was on the fence, about what he should be doing. And I'm like, now is not the time to hesitate, because this may very well be the last time you ever even get the chance to play the game of business. Because here's one thing that we know for sure. Technology, tools, do not decentralize game. It does not make the game more fair. It doesn't decentralize the game. It's going to further centralize. Why? Because only the men like me Only the men like you, hopefully, us, will take the risk to learn the tools, to use the tools. And when we use those tools, we will acquire so much more, so much faster, that it will become, the game will further centralize. So this may very well be your last chance to even be an entrepreneur, which you guys know my philosophy on this. Many of you have no business in the game of business. You have no business in the game of business. But for those that do, you know, for those that want to play, for those that want to take advantage, you need to be trying to acquire the oil of technology. It makes no sense. There are so many people. Was talking to another client, and it was so many people, right, that get on this internet and tell you, oh, be a day trader, do this, do this, do that. Like, it blows my mind. Why? Because you're not seeing what you can be doing right now. You could literally set yourself up for life, even if the goal is to be a trader. My goal to be a trader, and this is a strategy I actually run, you know, because that's something that I started a while ago. And my goal always was not to be a full-time trader. That's not my personality. That's not what I'm into. The goal is, how can I use this as a tool for right now? It's oil to multiply some of my wealth, multiply some of my resources, and then I'm going to take it out of that and put it into something like low yield bonds. They give me 5%, 7%, 10% a year, and let the money make money. Like this is like, you gotta play the game right. Like, it's not just about you. Like, it's about your last name. It's about your honor. It's about your integrity. It's about your respect. You know, it's about the fact that you have the opportunity before you today to acquire that oil for your great, 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 great grandchildren. You have the opportunity today to be remembered as the man that saved your lineage. Look, I've traveled the world now. The people still in my hometown, my little brother is still there. And guess what? It feels good to talk to him. It feels good knowing that he sees me doing things that have never been done. People there have never done this. I called him the other day and I said, look, when they ask about Ahmad, I want you to tell them it ain't nobody that ever did it like me. Now, I don't take very many egotistical moments. And really, the goal with what I said there was not to do that. The goal was to draw attention to, like, you can do anything. It can be anything you want it to be, you know, and we got to understand, like, I did this and I did so many things. So you don't have to. You don't have to wonder about it. You don't have to be on the fence about it. So why are you still on the fence about whether or not you can be the leader of your lineage, whether or not you can do what I teach? When you've seen it be done with me, you've seen it be done with other students of ours, you've seen it be done with other people that I don't even know, with other people that taught me. Yeah, some of you have seen some of my teachers taught me. Why are you still on the fence? We did it so you don't have to wonder if it can be done. It can be done. It can. This is something that my closest teacher taught me. He said it can be done. Once you believe it, it will be so. And that was 100% true. So what is it that you should be believing in? You know, beyond this logical business play. You should be believing in your passion. You should be believing in the direction in which your heart is telling you to flow in, to be in, to become. And in doing that, you don't need to wonder about where it will lead you. I'm proof. Our students are proof. These other teachers, these other elders that have showed the way for me even, are proof. that when you follow, when you really follow what you know in your heart you're supposed to be doing, it's beautiful. Everything about it is beautiful. And so I really do this content, for that reason. So you don't have to wonder about what it will be like. It will be like exactly what you know it will be like. It might not, it'll look different, it'll look different, but that feeling of success that you know is destined for you, that feeling of freedom, that feeling of love, that feeling of health, that feeling of wealth that you know you're destined for. Like you know you're destined for. It's because you've already been selected to be a part of this wave of enlightenment that we call the great wealth transfer. You've been selected. I've been selected. It was pre-written and predestined. You need to follow it. Acquire the oil. Hold the oil. And you will see the results.